Hello Sagittarius, how are you? I'm doing this reading. It's for Sagittarius Sun, Rising, Moon, Venus placements, Mercury, Mars, or anything you may have currently transiting your 10th, no, what? Yeah, 10th house. No, 9th house. 9th house, 9th house, 9th house, 9th house. I'm doing this for a dear friend of mine who is a Capricorn, who I know is a rising Sagittarius, who bought me this beautiful tarot deck. I love ancient Egypt. So I know she has a lot of placements in her first house as a rising Sag. So I thought it'd be fun to see what spirit might have for our lovely Sagittarians. Okay, cards are already coming out. So let's see what we have going on for all of our fun Sagittarians. Also, a very close family member of mine is a Sagittarius, and some of my other friends, and Sagittarians are just fun, feisty people. It's a great placement to have anything in. So let's see what Spirit has for you. I love these cards. I love the meaning behind them, what they mean in terms of some of the symbolism with ancient Egypt. These are not your traditional tarot cards. They're based on the Thoth deck, not on our traditional tarot deck like we think of traditional tarot cards. For those of you who are used to traditional tarot cards. Also, as you know, I read cards based off of energy and how they feel. Timing is fluid, so is energy. So take it as it resonates. This is still a collective reading for all of my beautiful Sagittarians. Not everything will be applicable. So take what applies, what doesn't, just ignore it. Don't make it fit. Thank you to everybody who's likes, subscribes, and shares. It genuinely helps me grow the channel, and I am so extremely grateful. You have no idea. I do not have enough gratitude in words. And thank you to everyone who has bought me a coffee. I am so appreciative. This is actually my dream and the only thing I want to do. So I am very grateful to those of you who've done that, and to anyone who has reached out to email me for a personal private reading. Thank you. As you know, I don't have set prices. I just provide a reading based on what you can afford, and it doesn't matter. I will still give you the full reading. Some people's readings go on for hours and hours, and that's okay with me. So, I can see why Spirit wanted to talk to you. You have quite a powerful reading here, Sagittarius. So the cards will come out. As you know, I do not do traditional tarot layouts, which is fine because everyone does, there's no wrong way to do tarot. I just kind of also let Spirit lead me on to which card they want me to talk to about first. Which I'm looking at right now because, wow, you have, I was going to say a lot of fire going on, but then I realized it's kind of a pun intended, no pun intended, but then I realized it kind of, I guess it is, since you're a fire sign. I'm covered in the chills. So those of you who are new to the channel, when I'm covered in the chills, that means what I'm hearing, feeling, and seeing is being affirmed by my spirit guides. And I thought there's a lot of fire going on here, and they're like, I heard damn straight there is. You're even wearing red. It is just, I'm hearing it's completely remarkable what you have done, Sagittarius. It's remarkable what you have achieved or what someone has done for you, and I'm not sure. So this is going to resonate with all of you differently. Somebody has done something for you, or you are doing something. And I think it could be a combination of the two, but I feel like it's okay. Spirit, I need you to slow down. There's a group of you, somebody's done something for you and it's completely remarkable. There's a group of you, you've done something and it's completely remarkable. And then there's a combination of you where in tandem, and you didn't even know you were working in tandem with somebody else in the 3D. I'm not talking spiritually. I mean, you may have been both like praying or manifesting for the same thing, but somebody else was also doing that here on the 3D plane for you. And in tandem with another person you may not have even known was doing this for you, Sagittarius, created this unbelievable thing that has either started to happen and you're feeling it, seeing signs of it. Yeah, I'm covered in the chills. Or it's on its precipice, it's on the horizon. Like it's here this month in February, which also is common with red because of in the US at least, because of Valentine's Day. People usually do a lot of red and pinks flowers. So there's 3 groups of you, but either you did this all on your own, somebody did it for you, or you didn't even know somebody else was doing something and you were trying to create something, but somebody else actually here was also trying to create something for you and you didn't even have a clue. So this is the first card. This was not the first card out, but this is the card they're telling me to talk about. It's the goddess of water, which we would consider like the Queen of Cups, right? So you can see, I love how it's her hair that becomes all the water, which is so elegant. Is what I'm hearing. It's just overwhelmingly beautiful. That's what this love is, right? How it's just pouring out everywhere. And the star, because it doesn't have a circle around it, was very important in ancient Egyptian times. The star, especially it being gold. So gold in ancient Egyptian times symbolized 2 things. One, if it was a round circle, it meant their god, their main god, right? They had a lot of gods, but their main god, Ra, the sun god, was their main god. Kind of like Zeus in Greek mythology. So they also felt too gold was a gift, like they felt would just be rained down upon from like the mountains, and so then it was a gift then from the heavens, from their gods. So gold was very, very symbolic of the divine, if you will. And today, and still in modern times, we still say gold is symbolic of divine times. She's also holding it's a lotus flower and it's blue. And there was 2 types of lotus flowers that grew back then in ancient Egyptian times. There was the white ones and the blue ones. And in ancient Egyptian era, they were a kingdom that was kind of divided. Like the lower the lower kingdom was where the papyrus grew and where the white lotus flower grew. And in the upper kingdom, it's almost like you want to say like north and south, but that's not how they call it. So I say the lower and the upper because that's how it's phrased. It was where this like blue lotus flower would grow. And so when they would have troubles or difficulties, they would come together, and one would bring the lower kingdom, part of the kingdom would bring the representative would bring the white lotus flower, and the upper kingdom would bring the blue lotus flower to demonstrate uniformity, alignment, coming together. Like, we want peace. We don't want to fight. Like, they didn't want to divide and go to war with each other. So she's full of unity, blessings with the gold. The star also represented how their ability to understand space, time, travel, because doesn't have the circle around that had different meaning. Their understanding of astrology. So in ancient Egypt, they would look to the stars and watch as they would move over the night sky, because they could see different constellations. So they felt that's where all the gods would go. That's where they would go, was to the stars. That was their heavens, right? And still today, we often refer to the stars at night, right? So they had a huge mathematical concept back then. I mean, we're talking thousands of years ago. Like, pyramids were being built. Think about it. You know, when the Sphinx were being built. I mean, they had to think that they were able to study the stars to the best of their ability and understand some of the constellations, and time and space and travel was really remarkable to think that they could wrap their head around that without the way we have the ability to look to the sky now through telescopes and study it and travel to it. They could do that. And so that's what the star really represents there. And all the blue, besides it being the lotus flower, meaning peace. Yeah, I'm getting covered in the chills. So it's definitely meaning the peace, the harmony, the alignment. And look how beautifully she's welcoming the fish. Like, come. You can come swim through my hair, swim through my ocean, swim through what I can overflow and give to you with love. That's what she's saying. Like, follow my love. My boundaries are endless with love. And I listen to my intuition. I listen to what I follow. I listen to my God, my heavens. This is also where your soul chakra is. I really feel like I keep saying this. I'm going to do a talk on that. But your soul chakra is what maintains all of your knowledge. So we don't ever talk about that or meditate on that. But she's saying, all is welcome. I love everything. I'm all encompassing, all understanding with love, intuition, emotion, healthy boundaries. Enough. She knows when to cut off something if she has to, her arm here. But the other hand's up to the heavens. Up to the heavens, where she knows source, God, spirit, ancestors, whatever resonates with you. I'm just going to say source or the gods, since ancient Egypt had a lot of gods. It can get kind of confusing otherwise if I keep repeating everything. So I feel like you're in this place of, and I'm covered in the chills, of being really open to, you're in this really loving energy and this very intuitive energy. And because of that, you're open more to your spirituality. You're open to maybe something you wouldn't have been as open to before. Maybe somebody says something that you're like, a concept or a spiritual idea that you would have been like, no way. That it's almost like you're more heightened. Your senses are heightened, your loving's heightened. You're like, I'm a loving being. I accept all. I'm open to all. If you come in love, I will listen. You're kind of in that energy right now, Sagittarius. And because of that, it makes you very powerful. And with that power comes great responsibility. Yeah, I'm asking like which card, because I'm seeing like you have this right below it. Because your intuition is just, that's it. You're the high priestess. Your intuition is just, with all of this love that you have right now, it's like you, with that, especially when I was talking about your soul chakra being open, that's what this is. You're wearing this right here. And look at all of this golden light, like from the sun god Ra, right? It's like saying you're open, your arms are up, right? So you are literally doing this. I'm trying to get it on the camera. So that's, you're literally doing this. So I'm doing that. You're saying I'm opening up my soul chakra, which, and all this is being lit up behind you, which is allowing source energy to come right down through your crown chakra for you. Do you see that? It's just like your hands are not completely together. See how there's this little thin right here? It's coming right down and just flooding you. And again, you have the lotus flowers. And the crescent moon is a very symbolic thing in ancient Egyptian times. The crescent moon is kind of how I would define the Empress, as how we know the Empress in regular tarot, right? It's very nurturing energy. It's a very loving energy. It can mean pregnancy. It can mean fertility. So it can mean those things. So even though you're the high priestess, I'm not saying you're the empress. I'm just saying you have this nurturing, loving energy still you're carrying with you from this right over here. And over here you've already had, like I said, had your hands up to the gods, and you're already being blessed right there. So all of this is indigo, your third eye, and your crown chakra, and it's just coming to you. So I think intuitively you are either really feeling things, like you just feel things. So when I say feel things, it's like, oh, I'm so happy and I don't know why. Why am I so happy? Why am I so excited? I just want to pick up the phone and call, and then you go, and then someone calls you with great news. Or I'm just really sad. I'm really worried about so-and-so, and someone calls and tells you, oh, this is what's going on. Or that's what I mean by feeling. You're just feeling everything right now. I think some of you are just knowing things. And you're like, how come I just know I don't want to go to that place? Or how come I just know I'm not going to like if, let's say you're out house shopping, right? And you look at the places online, and you pick like 4 places that day to go look at with your realtor. And everyone's like, well, they all look great. But one of them, you're like, I don't know. I just don't like something about the back photo of that house. There's something I don't like. It's got bad vibes. I just don't like it. And everyone's like, what do you mean? You're like, I don't like it. But it's all like what you would, everything you would want, right? You're like, I don't like it. There's something I don't like on that deck. And everyone thinks you're crazy. You get there and you find out why. It's on the most dangerous road, and it leads to like someplace, and there's no security, and I don't know. There's something that it confirmed whatever your intuition was. And let's say it didn't have like a lock on the back door, and it gave great access to anybody who wanted to break into your home or something. Just walk right up. You're like, I don't think that I feel very safe living here. I'm just making up an example. But I'm just saying it would just be like something you would just know. For some of you, it's going to be stuff that starts happening in like a dream state or a meditative state. You're going to just start seeing like energetic colors, which would be source, your spirit guides, that kind of thing. But I think a lot of you are going to be knowing things or feeling things. That's what I feel like, Sagittarius. A lot of you are going to be knowing and feeling. And because of that, it makes you really intrigued more about, well, is my vibration higher now? I know we're all psychic, and I've tapped into this, but this was something I had said I wanted to do, and now it's here. Is this a manifestation that came through? Can I manifest something else? So I think you're going to start to kind of get into that zone of, what else can I manifest? Because I think you did the right thing and started, I don't want to say small. Well, I mean, when we manifest things, we should always start small. I would always say, don't ever do what I say or do. Because I always go big, which I don't think is always the best thing to do. I always say, never do what I say, never do what I do, but follow what I say, because I'm a good teacher. Because I remember the first time I tried to manifest something, I went really big, and it happened. I was like, wowzers, that's insane. That can happen. That's so cool. What else can I try? So I think that's what happened. You realize, like, wow, I can do this. It's in all of us. We're all psychic. So that's what I think maybe some of your first manifestations were, and you got in touch with your strongest one. And you're like, well, if I can do that, I bet I can manifest something. Let me try manifesting good health for someone you care about, or let me try manifesting prosperity, which would be money. Let's let it flow. Money's just energy. Let it flow in, let it flow out. The more you let it flow out, the more it flows in. It might be, let me try manifesting a home. Whatever home is to you. I just want a home. But you have to be in the right alignment, right? So it's like, okay, I'm going to go bigger this time. Or I want to manifest a trip somewhere where I've always wanted to go. And it'll happen. You manifest it and you detach from it and it'll happen. I'm going to manifest the right romantic connection for me. And you don't attach a person's name to it. You never do. It's always, who is the best person for me? You trust in that. What you want specifically, and you let it go. So I think that's what, and you trust in divine timing, and you let it go. So I think that's what are some of you are like, oh, well, if I can do that, I can get married. I can have a baby. I can get a house. I can travel to India like I always wanted. I can go to Egypt like I always wanted. Like you're starting to realize you can create your own world. You are the creator. That's the whole point. So you jumped into the Apprentice of Fire, which is like the kind of like the Knight of Wands, and again, lotus flowers, which are very symbolic. And I'm laughing because I think it's some of your spirit guides that are talking to me, and it's funny. They're like, yeah, do they go big? Do you see how big this one is behind them? Oh, Sagittarius, I love you, because one of the closest people to me in the whole world is a Sagittarius. Probably, if not one of the most important people in my life. And so they're like, yeah, they went real big. You see it? If you dream it and you do it right, it'll happen. But they're like, but she added a lot with it. Oh my gosh. Some of your guides are talking with mine, and they're just like, they're really funny. The problem was, you didn't quite finish this one. Because see, it's growing. Do you see how big? It's getting so big it can't even fit on the card. It's still growing. So we need to finish this one first, Sagittarius. Because I think this is a big one. Like curing a disease. Maybe you have or someone else has. Let's finish this one first. This one's a big one. But then you added more. Like, oh, I'll get some money. I'll get a date. Let's get a house. Let's go on a trip. Let's make some new friends. Well, 2 died in the way because you went too big. That's exactly what I'm getting. That's not really what like the Apprentice of Fire means. If you think about like what the Page of Wands kind of means. Because you're still learning. You're still learning how to manifest. That's why they're laughing. They're like, you still got 3. It's okay. These are just like, they're not dead. Like, you can't ever have them. It's like, too much Aquarius. Or Sagittarius. Too much Sagittarius. Let's focus. And this one's still going. And it's going well. And it has the blessings of Source. This is all Source energy here. Going with it. So whatever big one you really want, you might not know it, but it's working energetically behind the scenes. So you've got 3 others they're aware of. And they'll help those. These will come back to life. Don't worry. But you got a big one they know you really want. Like, focus on this one only. Let's put the others to rest. And if you need to, find the right information, talk to somebody who really knows how to manifest, or read a book, watch it on YouTube, find the right information on how to get this right, because you're so close. I feel like for a lot of you, this is trying to divinely protect someone. You're trying to protect yourself energetically. You're trying to heal yourself from something. You're trying to heal someone else. And it can be done. Some of you are also trying to get, call in money. Call in money or call in a new career. But I feel like that's secondary to something else. Like for some of you, the money's the first issue and helping like somebody else is the secondary issue. Like I said, for all of you, it's different. You have the 8 of Wands right here, which is your energy, Sagittarius. And this is really fascinating to me because these are actually, if it's the one I'm thinking of, these are what the symbol right here, if we just look at just one, we just pull one up, see, just one, and make it small. That was actually used in ancient Egypt to symbolize good hope, good fortune, blessings to come. And you have 8 of them. And 2024 equals 8. And look how they come together perfectly right in the center to make the sun. Ra. And you see how these colors symbolize that manifestation you're trying to create that they said. And I heard, that's why I was laughing so hard, because I could hear, I could hear your guides talking to me. I'm hearing it's coming in fast and it's coming in strong. Because usually the 8 of Wands is like communication, giving a public speech somewhere, travel. But I heard it. And these aren't even how the cards fill out. This is how they're telling me to read them for y'all. Like, this is coming in really fast and really strong and powerful for you. This one, the big manifestation you want. These little ones will come, because see, look how these colors right here align with these 3. So that's what's like, they'll come too. But you gotta focus on just this one first. It's one of those like phone a friend times to get the manifestation right. For those of you who are trying to manifest money as your main goal, 8 is the perfect is the number for that perfect alignment between spirituality and the materialistic world. It's like it's perfect harmony between the two. Because you also have the 10 of Pentacles, the blue lotus flowers, the sun rising up raw. And actually the cards came out like this. So those of you, if that's what you're trying to manifest, it's going to come in. If that's your first big manifestation, is money. Now remember, it doesn't mean it's going to literally show up as money. It can show up as like somebody giving you something that's worth a lot of money. It could be somebody giving you property. It could be somebody giving you land, something that builds equity. It could be somebody giving you a lot of stock that, like in the stock market, that grows over time. Doesn't always, it's not always literally, oh, here's a check for, you know, like I've used the example before, for like $1 million. It's not always that. For some of you, it could be literally like a raise, a promotion, a bonus, things like that. But if you're trying to manifest like a lot of money flowing in, especially if you don't have it right now, I think it's gonna come in not necessarily like we imagine, like bags of money, but it'll be money that you would be more money than you could imagine, and it's still gonna show up. It's just not gonna show up ever. Never shows up the way we expect, right? Sort of surprises us all the time, and it'll be in a different form, but it'll still be more than you expect, is what I'm hearing. I keep saying more than you expect, so it's gonna be more than you expect. For some of you, it literally could be a check, but that's why I'm also giving other examples. Like I'm hearing, like it could be some kind of antiquity that's worth a lot of, like, so much money. It could be like you find some kind of like Monet that's been lost, and all of a sudden, you know, you could sell to a museum and it's worth more money than you ever even dreamed that you could. So it's something like it'll show up in some weird form like that. I'm not saying all of you are going to get that kind of sum of money, but my point was it's going to be more than what you're asking for. And it's going to show up in an unexpected way. And it's coming in fast. It's going to be communicated to you. For those of you where money's not the first thing, and you're trying to, I felt like the other one you're really doing is health, either for yourself or for someone else, or some kind of like protection thing because someone you feel you're worried about, or you're worried about your own safety kind of thing. And take that as it resonates, because I don't know how else to articulate what I'm trying to say. And I'm covered in the chills, so I feel like those are the other two, or the other few main, like, major manifestations that are going on here. I feel like this next big lotus flower would either have been the money or like a romantic connection. Like those would be the next ones. And pregnancy. Those would be like these ones down here. Protection could also be protection of like the fetus that's inside you, or the baby. Like you're just found out you're pregnant and you're worried because it's like your first time and you've lost several babies. So I'm seeing 2 dead flowers. Wilted flowers. Yeah. So that's what I mean by protection. Like you're really protective of something. Like you're recently pregnant and you're so afraid. Don't be. It's protected. Just keep focusing on that. Don't manifest anything else. So the Ten of Pentacles then represents something else for you. Like, it's stable. It's good. You manifest, if you just focus on this one manifestation, it's going to come in strong and stable the way you want. All is healing, all is good, all is nurturing. Like, this is a stable family. You've got the lotus flowers of protection, source energy with you. So the baby's protected inside. You've got, like, you're healing. See how this is getting lighter? Like, this is really dark out here. You're literally healing the illness, the way you're working with source. Or lightening the illness, so it's not such a burden. Maybe somebody was really sick with rheumatoid arthritis and in so much pain that they could never leave the home, but now it's become so much better that a little bit of modification with medication, and it's like almost like they don't even have it and they're a whole new person. The cancer treatment's working and it's going into remission. That kind of thing. It's really stable and working. Those things doctors say defy logic. That's really what I'm feeling and hearing. And you end with the Strength card, which is Leo's major arcana, power. And this is really interesting because you're holding this, which is not the snake. It's a different kind of symbol from ancient Egypt. And it embodied magical powers of protection. So you have deep protection rooted in you, or that's people are sending to you. That's why I said this is like you're doing this, somebody is doing all of this for you, or both of you are doing this in tandem and you don't even know it. Because this person has the white with a little bit of the blue lotus flower. They have the sun god Ra behind them. Look at the solar plexus. Look how lit up that is. This would be somebody who's very, I just know, kind of intuitive. There's 14 stars. If you cut it right in half, that makes 7 on each side. And 7 is a very fortunate number in Eastern cultures. And this reading is going to be posting on Saturday, the 10th, which is Chinese New Year. And 7 is considered the number in Chinese New Year. And I think it's also the same for the Vietnamese New Year. And it's also the Vietnamese New Year. And Leo rules the heart. And she's right next to the High Priestess. We already saw your heart right there. It's covered by that desire to want to get in touch with Source. But you have to stay in this strength. The strength is so important, the Strength card here, especially with the 2 lions, because I've never seen it with 2 lions. That's why I really think there's 2 people for some of you Sagittarians. Okay, that's why I think those 2 lions are so important, because I think a lot of you Sagittarians, there's actually 2 people here. The this strength card is really critical. So for some of you Sagittarians, I think you may try to work with someone on how to improve your manifestation. That could be somebody in source energy. It could be somebody you know. Or it could be you like seeking guidance through reading or watching YouTube. But this high priestess could be, you could be this, all of this whole reading could be somebody else doing this for you, Sagittarius, and you don't even know it. Somebody else could be focused on, you could be down here doing this manifestation on, I want to find a new job. And this could all apply. But this big one back here, that could be why I was laughing, because I was hearing my guides and your guides. So it's kind of like, oh my gosh, focus on something. But you could be focused on one of these little flowers and you're like, what are you talking about? I'm just trying to find a date. I'm not trying to heal anybody. I'm not trying to call in money. I'm not trying to call in a new house. I'm not trying to call on a trip across the world. I'm not the high priestess doing all this stuff. So that's why I said, like, somebody else could be doing all of this for you and trying to manifest this for you. And they could be manifesting healing something that you don't know about, that they know you have that you don't know, that this is what they're doing, because they could be the high priestess and extremely powerful and have so much love and have that ability and have a lot of powers and understanding and depth. And they are so giving with their energy and their love. The Ten of Pentacles isn't the money, it's their generosity of their time, of their manifestation to want to give to you. They spend time manifesting for other people and not themselves. But it's still coming in fast for you, this big one. Or this could all be you, like I did the initial reading. And then for the other group, it's you and somebody else you're not even aware of is also working on the same manifestation. You just don't even know that they're actually doing the same thing. Because it's just like I said, they are very much of a high priestess. They're a very powerful, I'm hearing they're a very powerful high priestess. That's why, because the cards came out with power and priestess next to each other. They're a very loving, powerful high priestess. And the Ten of Pentacles is over the high priestess because all they do is give. They give their energy, they give their manifestations, they give their money to others because they think that's the way the world should work. So they try to live their life demonstrating how others should be. And the water goddess is over the high priestess. So their intuition and love are so intertwined. This is literally how they are. They're extremely powerful, loving high priestess, and all they do is give. Because that's what they think service and love is. Share your energy with the right people and help. So all they've been doing is manifesting for you, Aquarius. Sagittarius. I'm sorry. Obviously, Aquarius needs a reading because I think I've said their name, like their sign, like 3 times. I'm hearing, hell yeah, they do. They need a lot of help. So they're the ones who are working on this big one with you, and you don't even know it, Sagittarius. That's why I said there's like 3 different messages, but I read the first one as if it was just you, and then I thought it'd be easier to explain how you could be doing a little one on your own, and they could be doing the big one, and then both of you could be working like in isolation, but they're right here in the 3D working with you and you have no idea. So I hope that helps. This is probably one of the most incredible, beautiful, powerful readings I've seen in a very long time, Sagittarius. I wish you a beautiful Saturday. And embrace the power of the dragon. It is the lunar year. It's Vietnamese and the Chinese lunar dragon. Embrace it. Harness it. Embody it. It's going to be good. I'm covering the trails. It's going to be very good for you, Sagittarius. If you're the year of the dragon or not, it is definitely going to be good for you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.